I'm joined here today by the one, the only Tafon, the Don Nchukwi. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, not much. Doing good, man. Doing good. Living life. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man, but I assume probably not as well as you are, considering you found out you're going to be competing on the Contender Series come September, right?
Yes, sir. September 8th, going down.
And what's it like knowing that it's happening, but you've got this huge wait in between? I mean, it's like, what, 3 months, something like that? Like, I assume it's got to be a tiny bit annoying knowing that you have all this time to think about it.
I say more annoying because originally I actually knew about this since like early March. It was
Oh,
actually supposed to be July, like July 29th, and then it got pushed back because of all the Corona stuff. So it is really irritating. But I
yeah.
mean, at this point, I waited so long. Now it's just I'm just ready to go. So I got only 3 more months, and now I know it's a for sure thing. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. Just staying focused and getting ready for it.
So what was it like having this information and sitting on it? Because I assume you want to tell everyone, you want to tell the family, the training partners, and everything. Did you have to pick and choose who you told it to, or did you have to keep it to yourself?
I mean, yeah, I only really told the people who like asked about it, like my teammates, and then like my mom and some of my family members. I mean, they didn't really know what the Contender Series is, but
Yeah,
I still told them about it. I just told them it's like the next step for me to get a shot into the UFC. So only a few people know. I had to sit on it till everything got announced. Then now it's out there.
yeah,
But it
exactly.
was good.
So,
I was
so
really excited about it though.
yeah, I mean, for sure, it's a huge opportunity. But what's this wait like been for you? Like, is it starting to get annoying, or is it just one of those things that's in your back of your mind?
I mean, when I first found out about it, I mean, yeah, I was like on go mode, ready to go. Started losing the weight already, and then once I found out it got pushed back, I mean, I kind of slacked off a little bit. I let my mind get to me, and
Yeah.
I kind of blew up a little bit. But then now I'm back on track, and I'm good. I'm focused, ready to go. It was a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's what I'm saying. From knowing from March, trying to get ready for July, then finding out in September is just eh, it was a process, but now I'm good, all focused and ready to get this thing done.
And so, what weight class is this taking in? Is this 205? Because I know last fight, I believe you were at 225. I know you've had 265 and stuff. Is this the 205 bout?
Yeah, this would be 205. Yeah,
All right. So,
205 for this.
what was the thinking behind 205? Like, is it just for a size advantage? You can make the weight. Like, what was kind of the thinking behind it?
I mean, my coaches, I mean, originally they've always told me, I mean, even since when I started, that 205 is gonna be where we would be eventually going to. So heavyweight and all that. I really was just taking the fights in heavyweight because like I really couldn't find that many fights. So whatever fight I could take, I would take. So I really kept my weight like in a good medium to where I could get to 205 and stay in heavyweight whenever I needed to. But 205 is really where we at. Eventually, possibly 185
Oh,
because making the 205, yeah, making the 205 weight is not too bad on me. So I mean, my coaches keep telling me 185, but before they would like when they told me this about like 4 years ago, I did not believe it. But as I kept as time went on and I started understanding a little bit more about my body, training and all of that, everything just I mean now it's I see it as something I can achieve for sure. So we're
yeah.
definitely gonna see how we do.
For sure, there we go. But listen, the unique thing here on this show is, and usually I'm able to talk to African people about it, is that you are, I believe, an immigrant yourself, right? You were born in Cameroon, moved over to the United States. Similar story for me, coming from France. So that's why we got to give a shout out to the immigrants. Gotta put it out there. But how old were you when you moved to the United States?
I was 10 years old. Came here in 2005. That's when I moved out here. It was a shock
Yeah.
difference, a big difference. But I'm adjusted. I adjusted pretty quickly, but yeah.
And so, what are you currently? Are you a permanent resident? Are you working on becoming a citizen? Like, what's your situation?
I'm a citizen now.
Oh, okay.
Got it under, I think, I'm a citizen now, like since I was 18, because my dad was already here prior, about like, I think, maybe like 15 years before we came.
Oh yeah.
So he did the process, and then when we came, everything just basically rolled over to him. So I got my citizenship under him. So it
And
was pretty nice transition.
there we go. Did you hesitate at all about becoming an American? Because I know sometimes it can be kind of tough to sort of switch nationalities like that. Was it easy for you? Like, did you understand that this is what you wanted to do?
I mean, I didn't really understand it much at the point. All I know is I was getting my citizenship as an American. I mean, I know that came with a a lot more opportunities. So it wasn't really hard for me because it's when people come over here, like from our country. I mean, everybody's trying to get that, so it wasn't really hard. I mean, I'll always be African,
Right.
Always represent my country wherever I'm at. I mean, that stays in my blood. That doesn't change at all. So citizenship is just what it is, a piece of paper.
There we go. Of course. Are you a soccer fan at all, or are you one of these guys that's kind of strictly MMA?
Oh no, I mean, I'm a big soccer fan. I mean, I watched soccer. That was like my first sport, really. I mean, I don't know any African who doesn't like soccer.
Right. But listen, no, but with that being said, because you are from Cameroon, I have to kind of ask you about this, grill you about it a little bit. But what happened with the national team? Like, I feel like around 2010 and in the 2000s, you guys had this, golden generation with Samuel Eto'o, Alex Song, and everybody. What happened? Like you're on the spot now. You're the official ambassador of Cameroon that has to answer this question.
Man, I'm about to embarrass my people because I haven't really kept up with it too much. So I can't really say. I don't want to say anything and look real stupid. I mean, I have my little like assumptions of what it is, but I don't want to speak on it and look stupid. So I'm not really gonna speak on that.
For sure. There we go. That's a smart answer. Next question.
But hopefully they get back to how they were, because I know we definitely some monsters. We were. And we can definitely get back to that.
I mean, were you watching during the heyday of Samuel Eto'o and guys like that? Like, were you one of those fans?
Oh yeah. I was Oh yeah, man. I remember I was still a kid. We always whenever the matches would come on, everybody would come. We'd just gather around the TV. It was this was some beautiful days for sure.
For sure. But listen, growing up in the United States, like I've talked to Sadiq Yusuf about it, and he said that growing up, the big thing that he had to deal with was being from Africa. Everybody's asking him if he had like lions as pets or grew up with like a giraffe in the backyard. Did you have those, those fun kind of questions like that growing up?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I had all kinds of things. I mean, for some of the questions or like whatever they asked me sometimes went over my head because I was still new here.
Yeah.
And like I was still trying to catch on to how fast everybody over here spoke. So sometimes they'll say something and it will register to me to like after the conversation is all finished. But then now it's like as soon as I'm now accustomed to how like they speak and everything, the way that they speak, it's a lot easier for me to understand. But yeah, I definitely had those questions when I think back on it. It's a lot of ignorant stuff going on. Like, yeah, people asking me. I mean, I remember one time when I was in class, I think back on it, and I was scratching my head because I didn't know I was scratching my head. I didn't know what the question was or what the teacher was saying. She was asking me something, and then she said to me, "Was like, is that a saying back at home, scratching your head?" I was like,
"Oh no!"
At the time, I just laughed it off. I mean, it was like, now I think about it, I'm like, damn, that's
fucked up.
That's a real ignorance coming from a teacher too. Yeah, I've had my share of those for sure.
Yeah, that's really messed up coming from a teacher too. That's oh man, that's bad. But I assume a lot of times,
I mean, at the time, it didn't really affect me because I didn't really understand how bad it was. I just laughed it off because I was still like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of those things you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh man, that's fucked up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly.
But I assume what you get a lot too is people assuming like Africa is a country, right? Like everybody talks about, like, for example, UFC Africa, and it's like, listen, you guys have to be a little bit more specific. Like, we got to talk country, we got to talk city. Like, you get that a lot.
It's a lot. Definitely get that a lot. But I mean, like now, it's like everybody has a little bit more understanding of everything. So it's like a lot better now than it was back then. So
yeah. Well, listen, the big thing we hear about, especially, you have your countryman Francis Ngannou who's out there in the UFC, killing people, which brought a lot of people into saying that the best base for MMA is Cameroon. Is that going to be like a big pressure on your shoulders? Because now people are expecting, I guess everybody's going to come from Cameroon is going to be Francis Ngannou part 2, part 3, part 4. Like, is that extra pressure on you?
Not really. I mean, I've been doing this for a minute.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't really feel any extra pressure because of what Francis is doing. I mean, he's out there killing it, but I'm out here about to create my own path, so I'm not really worried about any type of things that would deter my mind or anything like that. So I'm good, no pressure. I'll Gucci, my own person.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear. But listen, take me back when you first got that call in March. So they tell you, I don't know who it was, maybe your manager, your coach was telling you about the Contender Series. What's the first thought that's getting in your mind? Like, are you thinking, oh man, I made it? Or are you thinking like, oh shit, we still got that extra step? Like, what's going through your mind?
Oh man, I don't even know what's going on, because when I got the call, I was I was doing Uber actually with a customer in my car. Then my master lawyer gave me a call. It was like, "Hey, what's up, big soldier, man? We got the call, man." I just wanted to, I wanted to tell that person get out of my car so
Right.
I can like just go crazy. But I still had to finish, so I had to keep my
Right.
composure while I was driving. And then I was like in my head, everything was just, I was just going crazy in my head. Then once I dropped them off, I called my mom, told her. I was so excited. I was like, man, all this hard work is about to pay off because I'm about to go show out. And it was awesome. It was a very awesome moment for me. I was very excited.
For sure, and that brings along a lot of things like training camp. The weight cut, which you mentioned, seems like it's going great. But are you currently in camp right now, or is that being pushed back a little bit because you have this much time in between the fight?
Oh yeah, my camp starts basically tomorrow. I mean, so
Oh yeah,
yesterday I kind of like my little last supper of whatever bad things I'm gonna eat, and then slowly start cutting out everything. I actually just finished the run. That's why I hit you up and told you if we can hit out earlier. Finish my
yeah.
run and then came through. But yeah, basically fight camp start tomorrow. Uh, I know the first few weeks is gonna be hard because my body I kind of let myself
Yeah.
slack off a little bit, so I'm probably gonna be getting close to death for this first week or so, and then once my body accustoms to it, I'll be just Gucci.
There we go. Last supper, though, I have to ask. I know a lot of people during quarantine they're talking about binging on Cheetos and stuff like that. What did your last supper kind of look like? Like, did we have Cheetos like many people, or were you getting more creative?
Oh nah, I had some uh, cheesy potatoes,
Oh yeah.
chicken. What was it? It was this some little. It was like a chip with a mixture of like I don't know what I can't think of them. Terror chips. Those are pretty bomb. I tore them things up. They gone.
Yeah.
And then I had some ice cream, Ben and Jerry's.
Oof.
Ate the whole pint. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of went in. I mean, I felt it this morning while I was running.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking that too. I was like,
But it's
oh
out of my
man. Yeah.
system. It's out of my system now, so I'm all good. So now it's just basically trying to clear out my system of slowly cutting out all that stuff. I'm gonna start off with just carbs and stuff, and then slowly the sugar, all the processed stuff, and then eventually, when the time comes time for fight, I'll be all ready.
And so, are you one of those guys that you're going to be eating a lot of, everybody knows the fundamentals, right? Brown rice, broccoli, chicken, or grilled chicken, the most flavorless stuff you
Sure.
can find. Is it
All
going to
the
look like
chicken
that?
breast. Oh yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of chicken breast,
Yeah.
but no, no type of seasoning on there. It's gonna be dry.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But have you figured out a
But
technique to make it taste good, or have you given up? Like, listen, it's protein in
I
and
mean, like
protein
my
out.
mom, like she's the one who's like some who does like the cooking and stuff, so she knows how to like sauce it up to at least add some like flavor to it without like having to add stuff into it. So I just leave that to her. But once I'm in that mode, it's like it doesn't really matter to me how it tastes. I'm just eating it and then going to training. So I'm not really thinking about the food that much. I really just follow the schedule of what I'm supposed to eat when I'm supposed to eat, and just eat it and then get out of there. Either I just pass out, so I don't got to think about food, or I just go to training, do my work, and then come back home, eat the little last bit of whatever I have to eat, and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm like a machine when it comes to
Exactly. It sounds like
like.
at that point
Yeah.
it's just fuel. It's not even food. It's just fuel.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a food. I don't even eat it to like enjoy it. I just, yeah, let me get this over with.
Well, that makes sense too. Because if it's bland, at some point it's like, look, it's fuel. It's gonna make me better. So whatever we have to do.
Exactly, exactly. You just gotta stay focused. That's really about it.
All right, listen. One last question. We'll let you go. And you've had you're gonna have like 6 months to think about it. So it's gonna be a simple one. But how do you see this fight playing out against Al Matavoa? And how do you see yourself, getting that big contract in front of Dana White?
I mean, for this fight, I definitely plan on like taking my time to answer a lot of questions because I know a lot of people asking the questions when they see my record, three and
Right.
zero. I get in a shot like this. I mean, like, why is he in here? So I'm gonna take my time and show them why I belong in there. I'm not saying this, and I don't want y'all to mistake me thinking I'm looking down on him. I mean, I know he's 8-0. I'm definitely gonna come in there ready. Ready to give him everything I got, but I gotta make sure this right here. I'm coming for that contract, so I gotta go in there and show off everything I got. It's not a game,
There we
so maybe try not to finish it off too early,
go.
but still like put it on his ass, and then maybe second round I take him out of there.
All right, well, there we go. We look forward to it. It's going to be a great fight. Hopefully, you put on this great performance in front of Dana White, get that contract. We look forward to
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure, man. That's the plan. That's the plan.
All right, well, thank you for the time,
All
man.
right,
I really
brother.
appreciate it.
All right, no problem. You have a great day.